What's good, people? It's about that time to randomly relate reverse rants, no hate. So, Chris Eubanks Jr., Liam Smith, fight 2, the rematch. So, I just want to do a quick little breakdown of what I think. I saw the press conference. Press conference was a bit lousy. They basically just spent the whole time arguing about the knockdown, what happened. Chris Eubanks is making his argument that he could have continued. He feel like that he was robbed of his right to either continue to take an ass whooping or bounce back and get back into the fight and, have a classic and whatever. Win, lose, or draw. And, Smith is making a point that, hey, you got dropped twice, and basically I agree with Smith. And also Chris Eubanks Jr. saying the fans got robbed as well because they didn't get a chance to witness what could have happened. Let me put it to you like this, because somebody made a comment and said, look at what happened when Wilder dropped Fury. If the ref would have waved it off, we never knew that moment that happened when Fury set back up. True. But you can't fault the ref for not waving it off, because you have seen people. I've seen worse situations where a fighter clearly the fight should have been stopped and they let the guy go on. And then Chris Eubanks also, went on about one of his former opponents, about how he beat the guy so bad, or some guy, whether it was his opponent or just an opponent. I thought he said one of his own opponents, but somebody went into a coma, so basically got beat up so bad and they let it go. And that part right there, see that part? Just because the ref lets it go on doesn't mean he should. Maybe he learned his lesson, like, I could have saved that person from having, excessive damage done to them. So you can't go by, but he let it go in a different fight, and why he didn't let it go with me. I don't think that, look, you got to understand too, the referee's job is not to worry about you stroking your ego and wanting to prove what you can do. The referee's job is to keep the fighters safe as possible, because you're already taking damage in it. So, and I gotta agree with Liam. See, it's a difference. When Tyson Fury got up, he didn't stumble. He stood right up, started kind of jogging in place, and the referee is, walk over here, walk to me, or whatever. Fury was good. He was good. Yeah, he got dropped. He's out for a second when he went down, and he even said he did. He was and he got up. So it was different. When Chris Eubanks Jr. got dropped, he got up and stumbled like a newborn deer. He gets dropped again and does the same thing, but this time he stumbles into the referee. Referee waves it off. I don't think it was an early stoppage at all. What Chris Eubanks Jr. is doing is trying to erase that whole thought that he just got beat fair and square. Chris Eubanks Jr. loved to try to play these Jedi mind tricks. And see, like, he says things to try to get under people's skin, and he knows it does. Why? For one, he wants to throw you off your game. He wants you to see things differently from what it is. He wants to get under your skin. He speaks very softly, so everything he says comes off super sarcastic. It's by design. I could care less. I remember, like, when he was sitting there across from Conor Ben, and he was telling him, well, I'll be at 60%. So, and Conor, you can see in his face, I said, see, what Conor should have did was, man, I don't care if you're 10%, if you're 5%, that's your problem. I feel sorry for you then, because I'm going to beat the shit out you. It's not my job is to come and do mine. So, I don't care if you're 200% or if you're 2%. I'm coming to get the job done. So I can care less about your 60%. Shut that shit right down. Because basically, that's sarcasm, plus already setting up an excuse if he does get beat. Why? Well, you're making me fight at a catch weight to where I'm not used to fighting at. And, everything Chris Eubanks Jr. does, man, best believe he has a motive for saying the things that he say. Even if he contradicts himself, he'll sit there with that little smug look on his face. He wants to get under your skin. And, for Liam, nothing to worry about as far as all of that. Focus on what you got to do now. Now, that's what he does. That's just Chris Eubanks Jr., man. He loves to just sit there and like poke fun at his opponent and try to make them uncomfortable, okay? Now, for Chris Eubanks Jr., what I see, in his fight is this. Stay off the ropes. Keep it long. Do what you were doing. How are you catching him with those power shots, with those uppercuts? But what he needs to do, stay off the ropes, stay out the corner. Don't get cute. Keep your hands up. Keep that jab pumping. Give him feints and give him angles. Don't let him get comfortable, because what Liam Smith likes to do is walk in. He doesn't really cut off the ring. He just follows you around. But when he wants to punch, he digs and he plants his feet. Keep him from being able to plant his feet. Get him to the point where he has nothing to hit, so you have him reaching so you can counter. And stop trying to do the Roy Jones stuff, man. You're not Roy Jones. Basically, fight a smart fight. Keep him on the end of that reach. Use your height. Use that reach. And basically, touch him, crack him, time him, give him something to worry about. Let him know it's not safe in here. Okay? And pretty much sustain that the whole fight. Don't get cocky. Don't, feel like you have something to prove. Go off task and allow him to, get the advantages he needs by standing there and fighting at close quarters with all that up and down trying to be slick. That's how your ass got knocked out the last time. So at the end of the day, be smart, stay sharp, keep a tight defense. But relax. Relax. And go in there and fight your fight. Never stop moving. You are to work every round. Not by throwing an enormous amount of punches, but basically moving. Not standing still. When you're not ready to punch, don't be there don't stand there. Lateral movement. Keep that jab pumping. Jab him to the body, jab him to the hip, jab him to the chest, jab him to the keep him from being able to find his rhythm and find the range that he needs. You do that, more than likely you'll win. Now on the flip side, and mind you, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. That doesn't mean that their trainers are training them in the way that, in the way to fight the way I'm saying. Who knows? For Liam Smith, keep a tight guard. Stop coming in the straight line. His head was on that center line. That's why he was getting hit with so many clean uppercuts. Come in, move your head, man. Come in. Don't come in with your head on that center line. Throw your shots. When he jab, you jab. Jab to his body. But when you come in, bring that pressure. Work his body. Power shots to the body. As he's backing up, cut him off. Don't just follow him around the ring. Keep your head moving. Parry his shots. You might want to catch and counter. You know what I'm saying? And mix your shots up. Head, body. But basically, don't let Chris get to the point where he's working off that jab and trying to keep it long. You get underneath that. Work his body. Punish him. Make it a rough fight. When you get inside, don't let him tie you up. Go to his body. Body work. Break him down. You understand what I'm saying? Mix it up. Don't become predictable. And also, that you can knock him out. Chris knows you can knock him out. But don't go in there because you knocked him out. Cocky, overconfident. Don't let him build up a big lead on the cards. You need to come at him from the very first round. Take the fight to Chris. Don't allow him to dictate the pace. If you make Chris fight more than he wants to, all those things that I said that he should do, he more than likely won't. I don't think he has that kind of discipline to do that for 12 rounds. We'll see. But I think if Liam comes in there and bring that pressure, don't give him. Chris is a thinker, man. Don't give him time to think. Don't let him stand there and make his mind up with what he wants to do. Make him fight off instincts. Make him fight to survive, that he has to fight, where he's just trying to keep you off of him. And you don't have to be throwing punches every second of the round, but you do need to stay busy, keep that head moving, make him miss. Parry his shots, but punish his body. Break him up, body, break him up to the head. Mix your shots up, but stay in his chest. You do that, more than likely, you'll win the fight. What will happen, we'll just have to tune in and see. I think that if Chris really did understand that, okay, I got cute. No, I got a little bit too cute. You remember when Jim Laffer used to be like, got a little too loosey-goosey. I always hated that expression, fucking loosey-goosey. But yeah, that's what he basically did. Tried to get a little too cute, and Liam made him pay for that shit. Like, hey, I'm for real. I'm not no play fighter, man. You play with me, I'm going to punish you. You got to come in with that same mentality. Now, I can't say who I give a psychological edge to, because, like I said, Liam know he can knock him out. And he basically stopped him. He didn't knock him out, but he stopped him. So he knows that he can stop him, and Chris knows it. So I don't know if Chris genuinely feels like, hey, I could have kept going. Now I do give Chris this. He's telling the truth about it. He did get up and keep going over to Liam, like let him know, hey, I'm here. I still want to fight, but the ref stopped it. True. But it wasn't a bad stoppage at all. You all over that ring, man. So hopefully it's a good fight. Hopefully it's a good fight. They was getting it in the first time. It didn't, last as long as I'm pretty sure Chris would like that it be if he, longer, as long as he wasn't the one on the end getting knocked, getting stopped. But yeah, they went in and was doing what they had to do for as long as it lasted. So this time around, we'll see if Chris can come in there and right that wrong that he's speaking about. We'll see if Liam can come in there and do it again. Now, if Chris wins, I can't say what's next for him. I don't think him beating Liam Smith automatically catapults him into the title contention, but I will say, excuse me, if he loses, he's doomed. And I believe he knows that as well. He has to win this fight. For Liam Smith, I mean, if he loses, he'll get another, Chris Eubanks Jr. caliber fighter. He can get another guy. I don't see him in the ring with Charlo or nothing like that. But if he wins, could be different. If he wins, if he loses, the difference for Chris Eubanks Jr. and what I mean, I don't mean like he can't box anymore. I mean, in terms of him being taken serious or even considered for a title shot, title contention, he has to beat Liam Smith. He has to beat him. So they both have something to lose, but it's more pressure on Chris than it is Liam in terms of the way people see them all together, because Liam Smith, he's in this, as a real fighter, and I believe he wants to be champion again, just like Chris does. But I think, definitely he wants to be champion. But Chris is in a position of never really living up to the hype. And having, Chris Eubanks Sr. as his father is always a comparison, which I think is unfair. There's nothing, you don't have to compare him to his father. He's not fighting his father. He doesn't, impossible to fight in his father's era. So, there's no reason to do that, but people are going to do that. That's just the way it goes. It's wrong, and I don't compare him to his dad, and it has, nothing to do with, his career has nothing to do with what his dad's career was. But it's just big shoes to fill. And basically, he's seen as an underachiever. Even if he beats Liam Smith, I don't think anybody really think he can beat Charlo. It is what it is. We'll just take this one fight at a time, man. But this fight is something that he has to win. he has to win. If he wants to go forward in his career, he has to win. How he looks also matters, because let's say if he went in there and got a devastating knockout, then that might be saying something, because then it's like, once you do something and you become the hot guy, now it's like, all right, let's capitalize on this. Who knows what fight will be for him next. And I can say the same for Liam as well. But Chris just never got over that hump of being taken serious and seen as one of the elite guys. So it is what it is. Tell me what y'all think in the conversation. Who y'all think take this fight? How and why? If you think it's Chris, tell me why you think Chris wins and how you think he wins. If it's Liam, tell me why and how you think he wins. Never fall in love with lies. Remember, the truth brings hate out of people, and I will catch y'all in the next video.